All right, it's a long time between episodes, but we're here for Zero to Hero season three. And to give you guys context, this is not the one from Big House. This is actually the one from Genesis. Wow. So we're a little bit behind. My apologies on this, but want to get over some good Fox content. And we'll go ahead and begin. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing all right for the most part. I think slowly recovering. I'm not traveling as much. Summer was really bad in terms of travel.
Yeah,
So not going to any events until Smash Summit 3. Did you
which I'm sure.
did you follow the voting?
Yeah, we're part of the Professor Pro Spirit Bomb. Not good enough,
Oh,
but we did our best.
yeah. That's unfortunate. It seems like it's really hard to get two people from a region because I know that ICE was also competing for the same votes.
Yeah, the difficulty is also that there's such a massive split because in our eyes, Europe isn't a region. It's Scotland and England and Ireland and France, Spain, Germany.
Yeah.
It's not all roped into the Europe.
So I think the strategy is that you have to just pick one person, or else
Yeah,
it's not going to work. Because like Lucky got eliminated, both Chun and Chu got eliminated. It's just way too hard to get two people in.
yeah, definitely. And that's what we'd done for Summit 2. Everyone just sort of went with Ice after we seen the numbers.
So, so you sent some videos over, and I think the theme that I want to tackle today, it's going to be a little bit. It's probably one of the most difficult aspects of Melee. It's like move selection for punishes. And the reason why it's difficult is because like in Street Fighter, you like get one hit and the combo is the same no matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Not the case with Melee. And I think that was like probably one of the biggest things I noticed with your overall game is that you're starting to move a lot better from when we first started, and you're starting to like feel a little bit more comfortable and neutral, like you're dash dancing, you're baiting. But the thing was that I noticed was that you get a lot of hits, but sometimes the hits don't set up into much.
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed over the past 2 months that my biggest and most glaring weakness is how poor my punish game is.
Yeah, so like I mean that's like the big thing, right? Like, and I'm pretty sure I think I gave you a little bit of an assignment to like look at like Leffen, Ice, Armada, just to see like when
Yeah.
they get a hit with Fox, like they get so much. And honestly, I think that if you can like the way that you can move to the next level at this point, of course, continue to improve your movement because it's kind of jerky, but like if you can like nail the punish game, like you can see this all the time with like ice climbers that suddenly know how to wobble, or like a sheik that knows how to tech chase, like all of a sudden they
Hmm.
get like massively better results. And that's probably one of the biggest ways that we can kind of bump up your skill.
Hmm.
Of course it's not easy, it's like probably one of the most complicated things about the game. So I just want to kind of recap like the top players. If you watch them in tournament, like off an opening they often set up kills.
Hmm.
They deal massive damage, or they set up really good position while at the same time being low risk.
Yeah.
Of course, like, I kind of want to emphasize this, like in this like big circle. Do you kind of see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's like a big thing, right? Like, let's say your opponent misses like a Falcon punch, or like they throw like a forward smash as Marth and they miss, right? There's like 20 different moves that could probably hit them, right?
Mm.
But like we really want to narrow down is like, yes, like this move can hit, but we want to find the moves that like will lead into high damaging setups or kills,
Hmm.
because it doesn't matter like the difference between doing like a back air for like 10 damage like on like a Marth like Miss Tipper versus like a drill into a shine into like a grab into like double up air into like back air. That's like 60 damage versus like 10.
Yeah.
And so that's like the one thing. that's like probably the biggest is that we're gonna pinpoint this out in the video, is that there's a lot of times where like you set really good position for yourself, and then like let's say your opponent like just like misses like a dash attack or something, you settled with a back air, and that back air gives you, it's pretty safe. It's 12%, and there's a reason, there's trade-offs too, right? That move that you're looking for in the larger green area is a move that will hit, and it's probably low risk. And you know, these things in these little bubbles here, the blue, sometimes going for more high damaging setups are more risky, and sometimes you don't want to go with that, right? Because you may have a few bad experiences. It's like, oh, I tried to grab here, but I got spot dodged, and then I took a lot of damage, so I'm just going to back air every time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of important to like really identify, like, yeah, there's risk involved, but sometimes it's like, well, if I get this reward and if I can time it correctly and consistently, then I get a lot more out of it, and that's what's really going to give you the lead. In a lot of these games, where you know, instead of that back air, you get the you get the grab, or you get you get a shine on them, and then they do you get a tag chase, and you do 80 damage, and you just snowballed your lead.
Yeah.
So just want to really emphasize that. So I'm going to kind of ask you a question here, and this is kind of like an open-ended question. So we're going to try to like think of like move selection. Okay, so like when you have like a move, like when you're thinking about like which moves to use, like what do you think of that will help guide your decision making, and like what moves you're gonna do?
The first thing would be matchup. So if I'm going for a Marth or a Samus, I'd want to hit them in the air. So ideally up air, up smash, up tilt, and their turnaround up tilt, those sorts of things. Anything that leads them into being above me so I can abuse up air, that sort of thing, or any other aerial for that. If they're more grounded characters like Ice Climbers, then you can go for the vertical kills, but it's easier to kill them off the side. Then we'd look at shine, grabs, and so on.
Alright. This is open-ended. Pretty much think of everything that you can think of.
And you're quite right, it's very open. There's so many things that you can think of.
Yeah, just like name everything that you would think of that would like help.
Percentage, stage position, where they are relative to myself, even the transformations on stadium, what I could potentially get after the first hit. I'm not very good at linking to the third hit, but 1 to 2 is normally okay. What sort of position will I be in after doing the move? What's the risk involved? How much damage do I stand to gain? How much damage do I stand to lose? What is the stop count? Am I taking too much of a risk by doing this?
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, those are a lot of the things I thought about too. Unfortunately, this is not formatted correctly for whatever reason. When I put this online, let's see. All right, I'm just gonna put this into 2 windows. But yeah, I mean, those are like all like really good, and kind of cool that you also mentioned like Pokemon Stadium. Like, there's a lot of things that like, I mean, I think the point I'm trying to make is that it's like pretty complicated, right? There's so many things you can think of that could lead to better decision, but that's one of the things that we need to be mindful of, is all these things that factor into making a better decision. Now, for a lot of situations, it's kind of like ingrained in memory after a certain point because you practice it so much. Kind of like how when you do tech skill, like you don't think about, oh, I have to press this button to short hop, right? It's just automatic. It's like, oh, I want to short hop, I just press this button. I don't have to think, oh, I have to press the button like a certain distance. And so we want to kind of get to that point. And it's kind of like that Mewtwo-King-esque kind of thing where when he gets a grab on like a 10% Fox on FD at a certain position, he already knows what he needs to do. And he knows how to react to certain DIs because he has it all mapped out. And so, some of the ones I thought about were character, percentage, position, my opponent's habits, crouch cancel early on the platform, just like a bunch of like things like that. So I guess another kind of thought process. I don't really have like an answer to this. I just want to just kind of bring this out to kind of like bring. It's kind of the way that I've kind of processed things is like what I do, and this is kind of a neat little trick. Is in a match, I kind of go like if they throw this move out here, let's say they throw out a dash attack and they completely miss, then I go like okay, like what is like the most damaging thing I can do to like punish them for that. And so like the way that like I've gone better myself was when I talked to Scar, Scar back when he was good.
Harsh. Continue.
I mean, he doesn't really play anymore, so
Naturally.
but when he was getting good, all he thought about, and this is why he had no defense game for a while, was like, how do I add extra hits and extend my combos? And so he would like constantly be thinking. It's like if a combo ended, he was like, okay, is there like another way I could have added another hit, or is there another way I could have gotten the kill? And that's like kind of the mindset that I want you to get into when you play. Is that every time you get a hit, you just like wonder like, was that like the best hit I could have done, or is there something else I could have done better? So I guess for like a simple thought experiment, right? Let's say like, you know, like a Captain Falcon threw a Falcon Punch at the middle of Final Destination, and you're Fox. You know, what would you do if Captain Falcon was at 0%?
Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
Just
what would
going
you
through
do?
the different percentages. At 0, I'd probably try and wave shine him across the stage and get him off stage for a edge guard setup.
What if they can DI in a way that they immediately grab ledge, so they don't go off stage?
At 0,
Like they like you wave shine them and then they get to the side, but like instead of them going off stage, they immediately do the DI that grabs ledge.
as opposed to the shine, or now that they are on ledge.
Ledge, because if you shine them, you know, some people know how to DI in a way that you shine them, instead of going off stage, they end up just grabbing the ledge right away.
Yeah, in that situation, it probably take stage control and see what they do with their invincibility. If they're hack stashing, then I don't want to challenge it. If they're doing a sloppy jump off, get back on, then I'd probably threaten with shine at the ledge. If they're trying to do any aerial from the ledge, move backwards, bait that out.
We're going to focus mainly on the punish, but I'm just kind of trying to bring up the point, like, instead of letting them grab the ledge for free and throw away your guaranteed punish, is there something else we can do instead of that last shine? Let's say you did like 3 shines to 15%, that last shine will push them into the ledge, where they'll just grab ledge. Is there something else that we could do?
Turn around up tilt into up air or back air. Up smash would probably give me back air.
Yeah. And so, keep going. I want you to keep thinking out loud, because I don't necessarily have this charted out either, because I'm not a Fox man.
I'm mostly ignorant as to this sort of thing. I don't really think about it until I see it. After those, probably grab if we're getting there, and there should probably be a percentage now where you can get the between 20 and 40% regrabs on Falcon, and we're on FD, so you can probably get those. Then those would lead into other aerial combos.
Okay, yeah, that's very cool. Okay, let's say this. What if they are at 40%?
40%.
And like when you after they Falcon punch, they're at like 40%.
Alright.
Would anything change? I don't know. I want you to think this out loud.
I'd say that they're probably less likely to be ready. Now that I've thought about it, it'd probably be mostly the same, but I'm showing my ignorance once again. I don't know when Nair stops being crouch castable on Falcon, so I'd probably try late Nairs and see if I can get something off that.
Okay. And the good thing, I love that you point out that you don't know because frankly, I don't think most people know, and even like the really top players, if you ask them certain situations, they won't know, and it's kind of interesting because there's a lot of room for even the best players to improve their punish game, because frankly, even me, like I don't know when F tilt is no longer crouch cancelable by Fox. I should know that percent. I think it's like generally like my rule of thumb is like, oh, like generally around like 45% is when I get out of crouch cancel percent for Fox, but I can always do a better job. So when you ever get to a point where you say like, oh, I don't know, I want you to take a mental note of that, like in a situation like, and when you think about this, I want you to think about this a lot because back when I was really obsessed with Melee, this is all I thought about. Like I'd be in the shower, I'd be thinking like, okay, I got a tech chase on Fox at like this percent, like what can I do? Or like Fox nears me at this percent, but like I crouch cancel it, like what can I do? And then like that obsession, I know that sounds like really weird, but if you really want to like get good, like a lot of people go through this, like they're not gonna admit it to you that they like, because you know how like a lot of people in Melee, they're like, I'm not sure if you experienced this, but I've definitely experienced it. They want to like give off that they don't try that hard.
Yeah,
but
I've only practiced for 1 hour and now I am a god.
But truth be told, like everyone like that's like really good at Melee, they think about Melee all the time. Like even Mango, like the biggest jock, like you talk to him, he's a super nerd like at the game. And if you ask him a situation, like he'll explain it in detail because he's thought about it so much.
Yeah, it's look. I do think about it a lot, and it helps because during work I can listen to podcasts, I can go through commentators' courses, I can go through match analysis and listen to them whilst I work.
Yeah.
Because the workload allows for that, and those sorts of things come through. And with the different percentages, if I'm really stuck and I'm not sure, I'll use like D data. I'm pretty sure the site's called.
Bidu?
And D data.
Oh, okay, yeah. I need data, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And just going through stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like really good. And I would really recommend, I'm not sure if there's like a Fox Discord, but I know like the Reddit SSBM has like a pretty good daily discussion. Like I would be really intentional about like asking as many questions like about anything that you're just like not sure about. And like the reason why is because like, you remember Duck versus SFAT?
Mm-hmm.
Or SFAT versus Hungry Bucks.
Oh yeah.
The reason why it was so successful is because SFAT literally told Duck like, "Hey, I don't know what to do in this exact situation, or I don't know what to do when Hungry Bucks does this," and they played it out and they figured it out, and that's why like SFAT's game immediately like leveled up. Because any situation that he was not afraid to admit, like, I don't know how the situation plays out. Like, we're like, let's say Hungry Box is like half a screen away and doing back airs. Or like he's at like a different spacing. And like SFAT's like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I mean, my recent experiences, look, one of the mental issues I'd been having with earlier on this year was I'd be overcritical of mistakes, and I'd just remind myself that I'd make a mistake, and how I fixed that was look for what I should have done instead in hindsight, trying to just brush it off in the game, and then post game watching videos, whatever it may be, what could I have done instead? And I think that sort of falls along the same lines.
Yeah. Okay, so you're already doing that. That's really good. And then even at your local events, like I know it's like really tempting because like, you're a busy guy and like tournament, you only get like one opportunity. I would say like, don't be afraid to like, for like the next couple months, just experiment and go like, okay, like I went for this. Like let's say you go like they throw like a dash attack instead of throwing that back air that you like to do. It's like you try to do like dash dance ground. Let's say like it misses a few times and like it doesn't work, then you can pinpoint, well, like it didn't work because of this. Like let's say like you were a little bit early and you end up getting hit by the dash attack and you didn't crouch cancel. Like it'll give you more of a holistic idea of like, okay, like I understand why this option doesn't always work or why this option might be better. And so I would say like take a lot more risks, especially even in tournament, because I felt like there are many aspects. I know it's like a really close set, and it seems like that other guy that you played Fox with was like also kind of close in skill. You're probably a little bit better, but like I would say like take a lot more risk because you're investing into like more of the long term. If that makes
Uh,
sense.
no, definitely. One of the things I've been doing recently, I think a few people have commented on it actually, is just focusing on like playing well, and making better decisions rather than trying to do specific things. And I've been moving through different sort of sections of, right, okay, this next game I would like to focus on hitting up throw up airs because it's something I've been practicing, it's something I practice daily. So I'll focus on this match up throw up air, and I'd find myself like losing track of other things like what move to use and what situation. And now that I've sort of like cycled through loads of different things and tried to round off my play overall, it's definitely going to be a lot easier to focus on trying out these different mix-ups.
So yeah, that's like, and sometimes you might think like you're taking a step back, but I will tell you that this is from my observation, the people that are more willing to do that, and I live in SoCal, which is a pretty big region, um, but like the people that I observe, like the newer players that like kind of make the effort to kind of view this as a learning process and like they lose a lot, like those are the players that are honestly improving the most, as opposed to the people that are trying to try hard and cheese their opponents every game.
Yeah, no, I see that quite a lot. To shed some light, my mentality, I've not met anyone else with the same mentality, but I don't like to pretend that I'm a special snowflake.
Yeah.
I don't really care about results at all. I would take it on board that I've gotten better if I've beaten someone that I couldn't before, but that's the extent of it. What I value is that I'm playing better. Like my objective when I go to a tournament is not to make it out of pools or beat X person. It is to play better than I did the last time.
I mean, and that's really awesome because most people that play Melee or most people in life, they don't really view things like that. So like that like mentality is going to carry you really hard. I guess in the last part of this, it's like, okay, so this one's like pretty obvious, but like at 200%, what would you do?
Up smash.
Okay, there we go. It's surprising because there are certain top players that don't always pick the obvious answer sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and so this is like another way I like to view things. So this could actually apply to any characters. Like this is like the general structure, although like the kind of ratio of the bars is a little bit different depending on matchup. Like low percent crouch cancel is still available, and as a Sheik main, that's really painful for me. I'm not sure with Fox it's kind of applicable because like your nairs, like even if you like nair Ice Climbers or Ganon for example, and other characters like Falco, like they can grab you or they can shine you, right?
Yeah.
Yellow I generally define as like the juicy combo percent, where like why like forward smash if it's not going to kill when you could do up tilt and it will lead into like more disgusting things.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then green percent is like why are you going for lasers when they're like 400%? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Or why are you going for actually Fox is stupid, everything kills. But it'd be like, why would I, like, for example, I guess as a Sheik, like, why would I go for forward tilt at like 400%, like at like 150% when it's not going to kill?
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, like, you kind of, this is like the way, like, I kind of structure, like, at a very high level, how I should be approaching matchups. In terms of like what I should be looking for in terms of like the high value moves. So I guess in like Fox is, let's just kind of break this down as an example. So like let's say your opponent's Fox is like at a very low percent. Like what are the type of hits like when you observe left and that leads into a lot of damage or
Well,
situations?
Look, Shine Knockdown, you can get a tech chase off of that. Miss Tech, it's an up smash into up airs, back airs, etc. If you get the drill grab, then you've got the chain grab into pretty much anything. Then you've got another tech chase option if they go onto platforms. If it's FD, you can go to kill.
Okay, that's pretty good. So from what I'm hearing, I'm hearing tech chasing, I'm hearing, drills, I'm hearing shines, I'm hearing grabs.
Mhm.
All right. And then at like the mid percent, let's say like the Fox is like at 40 to 70.
Up tilts, down tilts, in fact, as well.
Grabs, I
Any
guess,
aerial.
too.
Any aerial apart from strong back air, like weak back air and XYZ. Grabs still work.
Shines.
So yeah, shine as well. Look, I can't think of a percent where a shine or a grab wouldn't be good in the Ditto.
Yeah. I mean, it's important to mention too.
Yeah.
Because certain foxes, like, they get really antsy. They just think, oh, back air, back air, back air. Like, even at high percentages, it's like, oh, like, you could also find a grab if they're just spamming shield. Like, you can just grab them.
Yeah.
And then kill percent.
Um,
I also think fox is dumb sometimes. All right. Anyway.
all of the above. Any smash attack, any aerial.
Up tilt kills me, down tilt kills me, shine
Yeah.
will kill me, grab kills me. Actually, grab if it's like too high probably doesn't work.
Yeah, but you need to be really high for grab not to work in the
Yeah.
Ditto.
Kind of apply these concepts to other characters too. So I want to give the best I can, just like the mindset of like what I should be looking for. So apply kind of these concepts to like other matchups too.
Mhm.
All right. So planning and thinking ahead. So I think one of the things and it's hard because like, you're still, going through the tech skill isn't fully automatic yet, but always be mentally present. So just because you get a hit, because there's DI and SDI, you always want to be attentive to the game state.
Mhm.
And then after your neutral game happens and you get your hit, like ask yourself, like, what is the position of your opponent? What's the game state? What's their percentage? Are they knocked down? Are you getting a tech chase? Did they SDI you? Like, you want to be. I know it sounds overwhelming, but the more you get comfortable with these situations and you play, this will become easier. But at the same time, I don't want you to autopilot situations where your opponent has multiple options. And the most common errors I can think of, even at high level play, is like not paying attention to SDI and crouch cancel and hit confirms. And what I mean by this is like when a fox drills and like let's say our Armada SDIs and then like the fox just doesn't think and they just shine and then they get down smashed and then they get killed.
Yeah, you need to be attentive enough to see there's more distance. I'm looking for a near after that drill or even another drill and so on.
So always like kind of pay attention to it, and sometimes they get scared, and sometimes like they might panic and air dodge, and you would get an extra hit if you just kind of pay attention to like what happened. And so always pay attention to the just because of just how unique Melee's combo game is. Like nothing is like you always have to kind of modify things. Like even like a Fox Wave Shine on Sheik, like Sheik can DI it different ways, and you're gonna have to adjust like your wave dash distance, for example.
Yeah, they can go behind, they can try and move all the way back, could even slight the eye to try and throw you off.
Yeah. And so I guess like some homework for you, if I were to think of like some of the practical advice before we go into your matches, like the big thing, I mean, always practice your movement, because I still see a lot of disjointedness where it kind of looks good and you pause, where like like I think the good example is when you watch like Axe or you watch West Balls, they're fluid, like they do something and then they're moving, but it's for you it's like kind of going, it looks good, and then you do something and then there's like this awkward disjoint pause, you do something else and then there's like this weird pause where you're not hitting your spots as cleanly. And
Yeah,
go ahead.
what I was going to say is I'd recognised that earlier on, and for the past month, maybe 2 months, I've been playing almost exclusively my solo practice with all overlays on, so I can see IASA frames when I'm in crouch, and I could have shined earlier after an aerial, and the idle, all of those different things, just to make sure that I'm using all the actionable frames that I can. And it's only just recently started to come through in friendlies, not so much. And well, there's always those levels of practice, friendlies, and tournaments.
Right.
Not seen it yet.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's improving though. So I want
Yeah.
you to stay encouraged. So other things that I feel like are low hanging fruit. Your tech chasing and your platform tech chases are honestly not very good.
Yeah. No.
And so like getting the regrab timing or the up smash, the up smash is a little bit harder, admittedly. And then like the platform tech chase is probably one of the easiest things that you can do. I think Zero put up a video actually. Zero, the Smash 4 player, he has a video on like platform tech chasing for Melee that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And so that's literally one of the platform tech chasing is probably one of the freest ways to add damage. Like honestly, I think there's no reason why you should be not getting it like at least 95% of the time.
Yeah.
So those are like things I noticed in the video that really stood out to me. It was like, hey, like you really need to work on your tech chasing and your platform follow-ups, because that's where you will definitely get the most free damage. And so so those are like the main things. And then also just going back, just really making an acute effort to just really think of like what option could have been a little bit better here, and then just focusing on your punish game, because if you could really nail that down, just like religiously study Leffen, Ice, and Armada, like you will turn, like if you can get that consistent where like a 15% punish is like 50% or death, like you should be 2 to 3 stocking the guy that we're gonna watch consistently, because like that's how the big leads come out. If it's more like I get a hit, you get a hit, I get 2 hits, you get a hit, I get 2 hits, you get a hit, even if I'm winning more than neutral exchanges, most of the time, like because the punish game is so close, like I'm probably only going to win by like 1 stock, but it's like the punish game that will enable you to get like 3 stock or 4 stock victories.
Yeah, I need to finish my food.
You need to definitely finish your food. Let's see. So let's see, let me change the overlay. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Come on, XSplit. No, is it missing? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like shuffling through overlays. I'm gonna name this one the Zero to Hero match. It's kind of interesting because every Zero to Hero, or every video like has like a slightly different overlay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so let's see. So this was from not too long ago, like about a month ago, semi-recent. All right, let me turn off the volume. Let's see. Can you see my marker?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just to give context for everybody here, Bez is playing a Foxito, and he is the purple fox. All right. So overall, don't see too much. So disjointed movement. So I'm not really aiming to focus on neutral game too much. And so like we can talk about dash dancing and skirmishing with Foxitos and footsies will be its own lesson, just for everybody wondering why like I'm a little bit quiet right now. I'm trying to pinpoint So I like the idea that this is a little bit of a weird stage because it's FOD, but I
Mm,
like that you're looking for drills and other things. Like one example here, this is kind of like a low. This is kind of like a little gimmicky, that forward smash, because
yeah, definitely.
you're basically calling out that this guy's not very good at tech skill. Um, Fortunately, he doesn't punish you, but let's see. So, a little bit of spaghetti. So this is like the little example of he's probably a little bit high on percentages. So here, you're way too far. So that's like one of the
Yeah.
hit confirms that, this is like the one hit confirm that most people get in trouble with. But you did Nair right after, which is good. All right, so there's an example there. So where you got a tech chase situation
Mm.
and you got nothing. So it's a little hard, and then once again, shortly after, you got the grab and you missed the follow up or the tech chase on the platform. So kind of repeating it one more time. Let's see. So missed the tech chase and missed the follow up there. So overall, like that could have been like about 40% or a potential kill opportunity. So
Mm.
and in here, Shine's not too bad, but keep in mind you're already at like 83, or he's already at 83. So let's see. Oh, you're saying? Sorry. You
No,
okay?
carry on.
Ah, not like this. So here, like just like little optimizations. So he whiffs a grab. The back air is all right, but I think like or drill, giving the whiff into Shine would have led to a tech chase. Oh, that got you a grab. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Grabs. No, you missed a grab follow up. Ah, he got another grab. So I think also just like kind of being more aware of the next step. So you got the Shine there, right?
Hmm.
And you see the pin down. So immediately you should be thinking tech chase. I'm not sure why you went for the full hop. Maybe you were thinking the Shine didn't hit. So maybe that's not the worst scenario there. But even then, let's see, I'm going to slow this position down. You always want to kind of think of like the little reaction setups that you have. So I'm going to slow down the 0.25 here. So you land here, right? So you always kind of want to visualize, because tech chasing is tech chasing like no matter what. And the moment you see the slide here, like they go a fixed distance. Like as soon as you see like they go left or they go stationary, like their next 1 second is always going to be scripted. So like the moment like any top player sees like that tech chase and they see a certain tech roll, they already know like for the next 1 second like what they can do. So I want you to always be attentive, because the tech roll is like one of the most common situations in this game that you want to like get down to like a total science. So like for me, like even if I miss the follow up here and I'm like coming down, right? I'm still always thinking like on the back of my head that if he ever tries to tech roll here, I'm gonna immediately react to it and throw a hitbox there or throw a grab there, because that 1 second is always a process. Of course, most players actually probably wouldn't tech roll to the center because it's not really a very good spot for him. So I also kind of question Neon Sky's decision to tech roll directly to you.
Hmm.
So right here, like you have a pretty generous window where you can just throw a hitbox there, and like maybe you're not always in the position to grab, but you can like throw like a drill Shine and kind of throw another tech chase situation. I mean, if you're not super comfortable, you can just throw an up tilt, you can throw a back air, you can throw a nair just to cover that spot. But you always want to be familiar and be ready to react to tech roll, especially if they tech roll into you or tech in a reasonable distance to you. So as a Sheik main, I think that's like probably more like, for me, like tech chasing is ingrained into my blood because I can't do anything else to get consistent combos on Fox. So I probably see that situation 100 more times, like 10 times more than you do. But it's equally it's almost as important. It's probably as important for Fox too.
Yeah, I'd argue it's
Yeah. So once again, here there are two situations. You got the grab here, and then I think this is more like of a. I didn't know if he was going to land on platforms, and that's more like, okay, like how does it work on FOD? So one interesting thing that some people have charted out is like if you up throw people on different stages, like underneath Battlefield or underneath Stadium, like I think people have some percentages on like when they move out of stun, or if they're going to land on the platform, or if they can jump out. For me personally, I probably would have up tilted here, and if they don't tech, or if they tech or don't tech, then I get it, and you know I can immediately react to rolls.
Yeah.
But instead, you went for an option that didn't cover anything, so you kind of missed out on like 30 damage there at least. Ooh, that was unfortunate. Alright, that's good. No. Okay, that was like kind of a. This is. I mean, you've talked about it. You know the situation here. You know like what you should be doing. So I'm not gonna like harp on it. Pretty much like you need to be. This is where kind of being present-minded means, right? Like where you don't want to think too far ahead and like you have to realize, hey, like he grabbed the ledge, and then just immediately just retreat and respect the ledge. But I think you gambled and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, the set gets progressively worse as time goes on. As you can see, the guys watching behind us. There's actually a match right next to us where a Kirby is giving someone the works, and they're all shouting and screaming, and we're both getting.
Oh, you're distracted. Okay.
We're flubby as the set progresses.
Yeah. So here, you definitely want to be careful here. You know, we talked about the red zone and the yellow zone, where red zone means like they can crouch cancel, and 0%, you should rarely be up tilting unless you're anti-airing them. But if they're on the ground, clearly, you know, that's kind of what opened you up here.
Yes. Slow.
So here's like an interesting like trivia point. Let's see. I think you could have added damage here. Let's see. You got that Nair, and this is actually a very unique situation where you could have like followed him up here with like another Nair or like I think a regrab. So there are very unique situations here. So like once again, when you get these like minor openings, always think like, is there like another hit I could have added? All right. Oh no, wide up smash. So lost a little percent here, and I just want to emphasize like just like little decisions where you kind of got the opening and you could have gone a little bit more.
Yeah.
But once again, don't blame me. I don't blame you too hard because FOD is annoying. Ah, that trickster just walked up and grabbed you. Oh no, you missed the grab. No, you missed the tech chase. Oh no, you're off stage. Oh, that died. So, yep, that was like essentially like a stock and like a 50% swing in that moment where you missed and then got killed. Just the punishes though. I just want to emphasize punishes are so important. And the worst situation is when you're in the middle of a punish but you mess up and they end up killing you. Ah. Neon Sky is shaking his head. So you always want to think when you're in that moment, like they're coming back or you're coming back. One good mindset I have is like if I'm coming back on that little cloud that brings me back to life after I die, I always look at the game state and go like, okay, like what do I need to be focusing on? Like what are the hits that will net me the kill? Like they're coming back or you're coming back. One good mindset.
Yeah.
That's sorry, my Twitch ended up starting, but that should always be important. Sorry, you were saying?
Definitely. I'd like to say that I take time to think whilst I'm on the cloud, but most of the time it's just get back into the fray as quickly as possible, and there's not much thought behind it, but I'm working on that.
So you always take it. I mean, it's like a free like 4 seconds, unless like there's certain situations where you need to come down, or like they did like a falcon punch, and you're like, okay, I have to punish that. Take time to just like kind of recenter yourself, because I know like in Melee your mind's racing all the time, but sometimes you just take a step back and say like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, what are their habits, and like what should I be focusing on? It's very valuable.
Yeah, I can fly Amini is all like
Alright, lost neutral. Alright, you got the tech chase follow up, although you were a little late and you probably could have spot dodged.
Yeah.
Oh, you cheeky cheeser. You're such a cheeser.
Yeah.
But I love it. You killed him. Alright. Let's see. Okay, you guys aren't Wizrope, where you guys take like 20 minutes to figure out your next match.
We're local where.
Nice. So, let's see. Good, but once again, you missed your follow-up. All right, there we go. Aw.
I'm getting really annoyed that I did that double jump.
What's it supposed to be?
I don't know. That's what's annoying me. It's like, why did they have to jump there? Why did I always like double jump?
I think so. Usually you're probably doing that because your first jump was a little preemptive. So you jump and you're getting caught out of position. So you're like, oh crap, I have to jump again. So that's why you do it. So a lot of times you're not getting super punished. So it's not like the worst, but I think if we're going to talk about neutral game here, a lot of it is setting up because you're jumping in a very bad position where they can do things.
Yeah.
So that's probably the reason why you're double jumping, is because you're panicking over the first jump. The first jump is more of the mistake than the second one.
That's related, actually. I wasn't thinking the second. I'll bill that.
Not saying jumping's bad, but if they're like in a good position and you jump, they can get underneath you and cut you off. Oh no, you missed the follow-up. No. All right. So once again, so this whole sequence, this whole 20-second sequence, let's see. It's longer than 20 seconds. Okay, let's see. Missed. So you had like 3 opportunities where you probably could have killed. So let's see. It's not quite 20 seconds. Just want to pinpoint any point. So one important lesson here is that, you know, this is where mindfulness comes in. So you got this, right? And you're like, dang, like I forward throw instead of up thrown. Forward throw was probably an accident.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the game state. He's still tagged, and you can get it's basically giving you a second chance. But you missed the tech chase and missed that. So I like that you kind of went for the up smash though. You knew that he could tech, so I like the awareness. Just got to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I think that's normally why I'm not going full and going for the punishes is because I'm wait, it's a fixed amount. No, what if I had to lose?
Yeah. I mean, because in the case, like, eventually we want you to practice reps to get to the point where we're going to assume that you're going to be there on time. I mean, there are certain cases, I guess, to posit where, like, no matter what, you're going to be late, and it's just a position where you can't follow up. But we want to kind of build ourselves to a point where, if it's like within reason, like that, we can follow up on it. I'm not talking about doing the KGH shine where he combos Peach from 0 to 100 by doing like wave shine to the other side. Like, I'm not talking about like the really, really, really difficult stuff, but things that like are reasonably executable.
Yeah, like up hearing on a platform.
Yeah. Because those are the things you're gonna have to like eventually master. Because like if you want to be really good, poor, you got edge guarded. Oh no! So you missed your up throw and you missed your tech chase too. Oh, you missed another tech chase. All right. No. Let's see. See when you get another punish. Okay. Oh, you should just went for up throw there. Or up air. So shine back air is a little slow. Here. Let's see. You could have definitely gotten an up throw or up air. Oh no. So don't know why that jump came out. Maybe it was an accident. So I think one thing that I've noticed, and I think it might just be a muscle habit, is that when you shine, you tend to just full hop.
Yeah.
And that might just be a muscle habit. So try to like install yourself to confirm. So like, I know like when you're fighting pressure or shield pressure, like you want to do shine aerial shine to beat it, but I also want you to pay attention specifically to the graphics or the indicator that will let you know that like you hit the shine, because now you don't have a position here to follow up. Assuming he's not an idiot and doesn't tech roll left for whatever reason, like if he techs here, like you have no shot at hitting him for the follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he tech rolled left. Why did you do that? This is spaghetti.
Yeah, at this point, like, everyone's freaking out the Saru match.
Yeah.
Where two children away from sort of.
So see it again. For some reason, that's like. I mean, this isn't a Sheik that you can kind of shine on this next to the tree. So no reason for the jumps again.
Yeah, that's muscle memory.
Yeah. So. And here you missed the platform tech chase. Let's see. Can you do it? Aw. Alright, tech chase. Aw, you missed. Ooh, forward smash to the face. Okay, so yeah. So I hope that like at this point, I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this point where like, I'm pointing out like, hey, like you're missing a lot of like another missed tech chase, for example. Actually, another missed tech chase. So a lot of these things could have extended your combo. So I mean, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. So just like the tech chasing, the jumping after the shine. What else is there that I'd kind of noticed? The grabs and just like being mindful are like the four things that like are probably the biggest things where as Sheik, it's like really noticeable. As Fox, it's like a little less noticeable. If like the Fox misses a tech chase, we're not going like and with Sheik, like if a Sheik misses a tech chase, we're like, oh my gosh, he missed his opportunity to win. But like similar in the same vein, you need to be valuing the tech chase as much as like a Sheik would when he gets a grab on Fox, because
Yeah.
and I think most people don't emphasize that because we don't really think of Fox as the tech chaser, unless it's like they're really good at it. But adds so much damage, and you just want to pretend like you're Sheik and you're evil, and you're like trying to like get every follow up off the tech chase. Tech chasing is really, really, really good. Oh, am I going up and down? All right. So those are like the key points.
Mm.
All right. Do you have any other questions and thoughts?
No, off the top of my head.
Stream. Some people are saying the stream is down.
I'll have a look.
Alrighty. So any other thoughts?
No, not really. I mean, quite a lot of this is showing media resource not sorted for you on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a lot of what I've been doing recently is punishing orientated. I've been trying to get faster things, and I've been trying to consciously be aware why it's in X, Y, and Z.
Okay. That makes sense. So apparently the big thing here was that I needed to download the YouTube videos because for some reason the internet can't handle all three.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. So I had to download the YouTube videos next time. So lesson learned. So yeah, I mean, the main thing here, like, I'm trying to think of like the best way we can go about giving you tools that like, extend beyond the value of the few hours that we have with each other, so that you can develop the right mindsets. So overall, just want to re-emphasize before we go that what we talked about today was there are a lot of good moves in the game that can get you hits or are pretty decent in just the neutral game in terms of like who wins the neutral game. But there are also certain moves that will greatly not only win the neutral game for you, but also increase your punish game. And that's what we want to be focusing on optimizing. And so homework for you. Work on your regrabs, work on your up smashes, work on your tech chases, and maybe you could do it with Fox. I'm trying to think of the way you can practice this consistently, which wouldn't require another person. Maybe you could do it one with like the 20XX Fox, where you like do a shine into them, and then or do different situations where they get knocked down and they do random tech chasing, which I think the 20XX Foxes do.
Yeah, I've started using I think it's X and up potentially, but one of the options is that it freezes the percent at the maximum tech chase point, and I've been doing it with different characters. So like in the Ditto it's 45%, so you can chain throw endlessly on FD, but you've got an endless sort of loop of tech chasing on platforms. I've been doing that with the Fox and Falco on Battlefield, for example. So going over that with this in mind is definitely going to be a better takeaway.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, that's what I want you to focus on, because I feel like that's probably the biggest weakness and the most important thing we can kind of develop as a skill. And I think that I'm really confident that if you can get these like core punishes down, where like sometimes I've probably presented things like in a complicated way. It's like, oh, there's so many options and there's so many things to do, but realistically there are so many other things like the tech chasing that you will see so many times, and the tech chase is a tech chase no matter what. And if we can get that follow up correctly, like 95% of the time, you will see leaps and bounds in your game. Alrighty. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on and like handling the delays and everything.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Alrighty, we will get back. You gotta get me more videos, and we can do more analysis.
Indeed.
All right.